This is Mastering Mathematics with your teacher, Karen Weston.
Hello Antigua, Barbuda and the rest of the world. Welcome again to another in the series, Mastering Mathematics. This is a program sponsored by the Ministry of Education using its EPE unit and its Education Center for Mathematics Education and ABS Television. Well, it's not too much talking today because the time is flying. 2 more months, let's put it at that, for our performance, okay? So I'm going to be concentrating for the next 2 months and a little in between with our performers, making certain that they're prepared for the mathematics exam. In the meantime, I still want to show you some little basic stuff about the algebraic factorization. And then I'm going to get right back to the examination question. And there is one last part we had to do from last week. And after that, I'll be just traversing and going through the examination papers to show you some stuff and things that I said, performers, you have to keep in mind. So the focus will be on our performers. My grade 6 students, you're getting ready now to send in your SBAs. Yes, I've given you till the 31st of March to get them into the Center for Mathematics Education. Then we will take it from there and give you your grade for your exams. Right. So we're back in our basic algebra. And of course, you now know how to do substitution. We know the rules for multiplication and addition. We know how to clear out brackets. And now I want to show you the very first little stage for factorization. My performers would have been given beyond this, and when I'm working those problems, you'll see what I'm talking about. But right from the beginning, this is the very first elementary part of factorization. And of course, I'm using CXC Basic Mathematics, a revision course. Okay? So that if we were given this expression, 2x, and it is plus, and it is 2y, and we were asked to factorize. Here, the first word, fact, okay? So it means we're looking for the common factors, and we said that each of these will be called a term, all right? So we're looking for common factors or factors in each term. So our first step would be to place a bracket around the expression. Okay? And then we are going to look to see if there are any common factors. And again, we say visual. Okay, the sense that's really important in mathematics is this view in, so see in, all right? Can we look and see if the terms, so this is term number 1, that's term number 2. Do they have anything in common? And you know, I know you're shouting and saying yes. And what is that? It is the number 2. So we would say, we would have been taking the 2 outside or dividing both terms inside by 2. So, right, so the 2 is common. So we take it out, and once we have done that, when we remove the 2, because if I had to do it physically, let's just write back over this again to show you something. So if I had this, and it was 2x, and it is plus 2y, and I'm saying I'm taking the 2 outside, it's the 2 from each term. And you see, you don't even have to ask any question. Once I've removed 2, what do I have inside? It is just x plus y. And that is the answer. Okay? And that is what we're talking about when we say factorization. Let us look at another one and see what happens this time. Okay? Now suppose we were given, and it is 3p, and it is minus 3q. And again, we say we would put up our brackets. Okay? And if I wrote it down here again, just to emphasize, 3p minus 3q. So when I tell you that, you can see right away that for each term, 3 is common. So the common factor is 3. So we're going to take it outside. And once we have done that, okay, what do we have left inside? It would be p minus q. Now I'm saying we're taking it physically outside, but what are we actually doing? We're dividing each of the terms by that 3, okay? And we know we'd be saying 3 to 3 goes once, 1 times p would be a p here, minus 3 to 3 goes once time. That would give you the q. And so your answer then, inside, we are left with just 3, open bracket, p minus q. And that is the very basic form of factorization that we can get. Now if I come over here, I'm going to leave the C part of this question because I'm coming back to that from last week. Okay, and this is what I'm looking at. Another type of factorization. So let us put up and say, what is our topic? And the topic is factorization. Okay, so we're factorizing the algebraic expression. And why are we calling it an expression? Jetta, you want to tell them? We're calling it an expression because
it don't have no equal sign.
There's no equal sign. If it had an equal sign, what would we be calling it?
An equation.
An equation. Alright, so guys, get the difference between an expression and an equation. Okay? An expression has no equal sign, whereas the equation has an equal sign. So all these are algebraic expressions. Now this time we have 5x and it is plus 15y. Okay, and we have to factorize that. Oh my, this looks a bit more challenging. So I'm going to ask Jetta. When they're challenging, I ask Jetta. When they're easy, I do them. Okay? Jetta, what am I going to do here? So I'll put up my bracket, and what am I going to do?
Well, what I would do is try to make one of them as simple as possible. I guess like the x, cos 5 can go into the 15 and that will be 3x.
Okay, so you're giving me the answers one time. So the first thing he should be saying clearly to you is that we're going to find the common factor for each term.
The common factor.
And what is the common factor?
5.
It is 5. Yeah, you're giving me the whole answer one time. Oh my God, yes, it is 5. Right, once I've done that, what am I going to write here? Inside?
Well, 5 times x, that will be x.
So this 5 into that 5x will leave with an x.
With an x.
And it is plus 5 into 15y. What would I get for my answer?
3y.
So it is 3y. Okay? So guys, it's the same thing we were doing when we were looking and saying, so this is 5 times 1. This is 5 times 3. So we can see right away that the 5 is common. Alright? And that is what we did. So we ended up here. When we took the 5's away, we ended up with an x inside, and it is plus 3y.
And that's the simplest term, right?
And that's the simplest term that we can get it down to. Okay? And that is what we call it our factorization. Yes, it's as easy as that. Now let's see what happens when we give you this one again. Now suppose I had to give you this, and it was BR minus, and it is BS. Okay? BR minus, and it is BS. What is common in each term? Jetta?
B.
B, right. So I'll be taking the B outside, okay? So I take out the B, and what am I left with inside?
R minus S.
So it's just R minus S. And that is the answer. Alright. So that is the first part of our factorization. Now let us see what you would tell me the answer is if I gave you this one. And it is 4x minus 6y. 4x minus 6y. And I'm asking you to factorize that. What am I going to get for my answer? Okay, so it is 4x minus 6y. I'll put up my bracket, and what am I going to do? Now I have the number 4x minus 6y. What is common with each term? We have our 4 and we have our 6. And we know right away that they are even numbers. So what is a factor of each of those things? And it would be 2.
2.
Right. So if I take the 2 outside, just to finish off for me, what am I left with inside?
2x.
Yeah, it is
2
2x.
times 2x will give you 4x.
Minus
3y.
3y.
Because 3 times 2x.
Yes,
will give
because
3y.
3 times 2 will give us 6. So I have 2x minus 3y. Do they have anything else in common? The terms inside, do they have anything else in common?
No.
The answer is no. Definite no. Alright? And when we're in the maths class, we answer precisely. And no hedging. Alright? Yes or no. No gray colors in between. No. It's yes or no. It's precision. Alright? So, we have 2x minus 3y. And so, it is 2 open bracket, 2x minus 3y. We can't go anywhere else, and that is the answer. Teachers, you're supposed to let the children have fun, laugh at themselves too. Alright? Good. So, let us look now and see what happens when we expand this. Where are we going with this one? And it is ax squared. It is ax squared, and it is plus bx. Ax squared, and it is plus bx. And we are asked to factorize that. So we're looking for common factors, and they must be common to both terms. Okay? So, from the two expression, from the two terms, the first thing we're going to do is to put our brackets around. Alright? What is common? Jetta. Yes, Jetta is taking the brunt today because Aisha is not here and he has to answer up because he is the mathematician. What's common?
X.
X. So I can take an X outside. When I do that, open. Now there's Maggie here today, alright? They ought to know the assignment, not cutting class. Alright. Now, tell me, what would I be left here at for the first term here?
Ax.
So it is AX. Why did he say AX? Because he knows that if we have an X squared, to get that, it would come from X times X. Because we say that that means X to the 1. And then when we multiply our indices, we add the index, okay? So it will be X with 1 plus 1 to give you your X squared. Teachers, you see how all the time you can keep recalling. So you can do your revision at the same time. You're teaching factorization, but when this little thing pops in, just remind them of what the rules were for our indices, okay? So that is where we are. So that is why we're left with one of the x's, and it is plus, what's over here?
B.
Just b, alright, because x into x with all ones. Do we have anything else that's common to the two terms?
No.
No. So that is the answer. Alright? No. So that is the answer. Alright? So that is our factorization. I'm going to give you one more, and then we'll be paying our attention to the examination questions. Okay? Now let us look and see what would happen if you had this to factorize. let's give you here, just before I send you on a break too. Okay, so let's see if you're worth your salt for the morning. Because I'm sure some of you have just put down a good piece of punji and dumpling or whatever, or a piece of your Sunday dish for this afternoon, okay? So let's look and see. So it is x, open bracket, a minus b, close bracket, minus y, open bracket, a minus b. And we are asked to factorize that. Wow! We are asked to factorize this, okay? So our last factorization before your break, and we are asked to factorize the algebraic expression x, open bracket, a minus b, close bracket, minus y, open bracket, a minus b, close bracket. What is the common term? Do we have a common term, or is it a common expression? Jetta, what would you tell me?
You got me.
So here we are. We're asking you to look at your beady little eyes. Say it again. X, a minus b. What would you be saying over here? Minus. And it is y. What are you saying? A minus b. Did you say that word? A minus b. So what did you say before?
A minus b.
So the right. So the common expression here is a minus b. It's right there. So anytime, just repeat it. Okay? Guess what you? X, a minus b. Minus y, a minus b. So what is common? A minus b. Right, okay? So once we would have taken out our a minus b, what are we left with inside?
X.
So it's just x
minus.
And it's minus
y.
And that's our answer. Okay, that's our answer. So when you have them sometime to open your mouth and talk and hear what you're saying. Because you say, I don't see. Alright, so if you don't see, then say. Alright? So because what you say, x, open bracket, a minus b, close your bracket, minus y. What are you saying? A minus. Did you say that already? Yes. So what has to be the common factor? A minus b. And once we would have taken it away, what are we left with? We're just left with our x minus y. And that's the complete factorization. And I know you're saying, hey, give me the next one like that. Let me see if I can just say it. So I'm just going to give you the last one and then send you to your break. Because, yes, that's what it is. Nothing else at all to them. Suppose I gave you now this time that it was P, open bracket, x plus y plus q, open bracket, x plus y. What is the common term or expression? And what is it, Jetto?
X plus y.
It is just x plus y. So it's x plus y.
In a bracket.
And once we have taken away that, what are we left with?
P plus q.
Right, it's just P plus Q. And that's the answer. Oh, what a wonderful subject. How easy can it get? And you have people telling you about the thing is difficult. We're going to get some of them and put them in a barrel and roll them down to the beach, right? Telling you stripping this talking about mathematics is difficult. Lovely. Get the expression, get it right, take your time. You don't have to understand the very first time something is said to you, but do not give up. Alright? We'll be right back because we're talking about our fifth formers and they're going into an examination situation just now. So I have all my examination papers, question number 2, waiting. So see you in a minute.
If you know the answer to a question is incorrect and you cannot find the mistake, start over on a clean piece of paper. Oftentimes when you try to correct a problem, you continually overlook the mistake. Starting over on a clean piece of paper will let you focus on the question, not on trying to find the error. Always read my problems completely before beginning any calculations. If you glance too quick at the problem, you may misunderstand what really needs to be done to solve the problem.
Alright, so you had your break, bathroom break and everything, and so you went and you spoke with your neighbors. We're back and we're into some serious work. Telling times for our performance, okay? The examination papers are here, and please don't forget that I told you that they are already on the website, masteringmathematics.info, and we can get them there, and you can go again to YouTube, just typing in Mastering Mathematics, and you can see them there too. Alright, and so it's working, the exam papers. You are the one that have to now take responsibility and do what your teachers have already taught you. Here we are. First, now this was the last part of a 4-part question that I had last week from the 2008 examination paper. And we have to factorize completely. And the first one, this is our 6, and it's a squared b cubed, that's our first term, and it's plus our second term, which is 12 a to the 4th b. Put it in a bracket. Do not get confused, because you see plenty letters, one at a time. So we're going to deal with the numbers only. First of all, looking for factors. And what do we call any number in front of the variables? Because the letters are called variables. You have to get those words that when you get in the examination room and somebody said the variable what and what, you don't say, I don't know what they were talking about. So that is what they call the letters when you see them in the algebraic expression, variables, okay? And the number in front is called the coefficient. Know the terms, alright? That's the vocabulary associated with these things. The little numbers at the top, these are the index. And then so plural would be indices, okay? And we're not confused. We have done that. Yes, we did those with our multiplication, etc. And we can record. So we would look now and see. So we're going first of all with our coefficient. Is there a common term? Is there anything common? 6 and 12. Jetta, you're talking.
6.
6. So 6
is common.
So we take out the 6 and we can write a squared b cubed, and it's plus, what am I writing here?
2, 6 times 2.
Yes, so it's 2 a to the 4th b. Alright? Okay, so we've completed our numbers, okay, the coefficient, because there's nothing else that's common. Then we look at our first letter, okay, our first letter, okay, and it is the A. Do they have anything in common, Jetta?
The indices, I guess.
Yes, so we have, so we're looking at the A's, alright, look at this A and this 8 squared and a to the 4th. What can I take outside?
A squared.
A squared. Because we must know, even if you didn't know it, you'd say it's 2 and a 4. So the 2 must be common to both of them, alright? So we can take out a squared. So we write back here that it is 6, and outside to join it is a squared. Once we have taken the a squared from here, we're left here with b cubed, and it's plus 2. Now again, we are actually dividing, so when we divide with our indices, we are subtracting. So here we are left with a squared, and it's the b, because we didn't touch the b's. Alright? Are there more common terms with our a's? No. So now we are on to the b. What can we take outside in terms of our b's?
B.
Just B. Alright? So every time, one of the nice things that you can tell yourself, you're looking for the smallest part of the things that are common. Alright? The slowest term. So you see you had b cubed, but what is the smallest one? It's b. And again, I make the scenario every time to say, it's as if you're visiting your aunties and your cousins on a Sunday afternoon after Sunday school. You know, they give you a bun and cheese, right? Or the piece of cake. Now, we are saying, even if you went and you were going to get monetary gift, nobody can leave that house with without the same amount, with more than. Okay? So if Karen and Jetta went, Jetta can say, oh, I got a $20. And then Karen will say, I only got $2. If Jetta got $20, I'm getting $20 too. Okay? And that's the whole principle behind factorization. Anything you're taking from one term, it must be in the same amount, the same quantity. Alright? Same dimension. So here now, so right, since it's only 1b we can get from here, we must also only take 1b from here. So not because you say you have a bigger heap right here that you're going to take up from this one. Okay, only one. So here we go. So again, it is now 6a squared. Take our b outside. Once we have removed 1, so because it's b to the 1 is minus, it will be b squared and it's plus 2a squared. And we have given away our b from there. Isn't that true? Yeah. So although you're seeing squares still inside your bracket, and we use the term all the time to tell you, you're trying to break them down into the smallest particle that we can. The a squares stay because they are different people. This is b, which can be berries, and these are a's, alright? They don't have anything else here in common, and that is the answer. Alright? Now, for our fifth formers, I'm teaching now. So I'm showing you these steps. But in the examination room, this is a one-line stuff. So you would just be going, that is 6, open bracket. You look right away, and then you're saying, you're doing everything in one line. So you're saying, what can I do with the a's? So I can take out a squared. And you say, what can I do with the b's? I can take out a b. Having done that, now you're saying, since I've taken out a and a b here, I'm just left with b squared here, and it's plus this, and then you're just saying that is 2a squared, and that's my answer. We're going very slowly here because we wanted to show people how it is done. So students, when you come home with your stories telling mommy the exam hard, see, they are doing the questions now and now. Look, if you had studied, if you had done the work and so forth in between, you will be coming and telling them that, and no longer can you fool them, because I'm going to make them as wise as I am in terms of the mathematical principles and concepts. So you don't go walking all over the place when you should be sitting and studying. Focus. Only you alone can actually make certain that whatever you accomplish in this world is done successfully. We can give you all the trappings, but if you don't put in the work, students, then that is what is going to happen. Okay, so this was our factorization. That also, based with the others that we did today, we wanted to show you the principles are the same. Whether you do it from an exercise book or from a test paper, do not get perturbed, alright? They are the same principles, and this is what we want you to do. Tomorrow we're going to continue, and the only thing we're going to do, we're going to look at our exam papers, go through as many of the questions as we can to make certain that now it is truly revision. Alright? So we are not going to be shading anything and saying, oh, we're just doing factorization, we're doing a pepper pot. The teachers have taught because I knew, I have seen it, and again I have heard it from the students. So now it's time for application, and we're going to be using our examination papers. Grannies, you're just going to lean back a bit and be our best cheerleaders once we go through these questions, and I'll still be talking the principles so that you can know. So have a good evening. Remember all the time, make certain that God is your guide, and again you can do all things through God who strengthens you. We pray for the nation of Antigua Barbuda and for all those who have the principle and everything for the education at heart. And so until tomorrow, we'll be back working some examination papers to take us there very safely. Have a good evening.
Join us next time for another in the series, Mastering Mathematics, a production of the Education Broadcasting Unit in the Ministry of Education and ABS TV.